Meow. What's up, guys? This is Shellhead Tony. It is Tuesday night. We're having a great time. We've been talking a little bit before the podcast, but I'm here with my two counterparts. I love these guys more than anything. Mr. Johnny Five, how are you, sir, tonight?
Salud. How you guys doing?
Awesome. And Wheezy, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. How's things over there?
It's fantastic, man. And before we get into those shameless plugs, cheers, salud. This is Drinks and Toys. Whether you've got a sweet tea or a tub of vodka, we love having you here. It's a great time. We love talking about toys. Anything you guys think is awesome or anything you want to be a conversation piece, please put down in the chat below. And for those of you that can't see us, we are going to get that out to audio only because I've had a couple requests already, and I'll talk to my counterparts about that in a minute. Please just let us know what you want to hear. So, we got to do some shameless plugs. I've never had a shameless plug. I get to have one now. But Johnny, you get to go first because of free shipping.
All right. Yep, that's right. j5toys.com. Free shipping. Also, don't forget to pick up your Grub Sport merch. So we have it up on fourth wall. We got stickers, shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts.
Jean-Claude Van Clam.
We got shoes. So,
I'm sorry, if you guys haven't seen, if you haven't visited the Grub Sport website, he is by far the best character, and I love it. It's so cool. Johnny has come up with all these awesome characters, but that is by far the coolest. He's got a lot of cool stuff coming. Johnny, I don't want to take away your thunder, but you're working on a toy line.
Yep.
You guys have like coloring books. Please keep going, man.
Yeah, coloring books are on Amazon. Just look up Grub Sport Food Mutant Deathmatch. So you'll be able to take all these characters, coloring them in. There's also a bio book, so you can see the backstory behind each of the characters. Like I said, soon we'll have the toy line coming out. Knock on wood, we're getting that worked on.
Guys, we have a special guest, Sugar Drizzle. Sorry, just a quick second. She came by. Sugar Drizzle Crochet.
Say, hey. How's it going?
Say hi to the Shellheads. All right, go away. Love you, honey.
Love you.
Right. So, so Johnny, that's awesome. Some very cool stuff, very cool merch coming on the way. I know at some point, Wheezy, you have your own podcast, or you had, and your own like YouTube kind of thing. Collector's Hideout?
Yeah, Collector's Hideout. So it was my original. It started off as an Instagram, then a Facebook group, just a hangout spot, and then I turned it into a podcast. It was going to be reviews and just general podcasts, YouTube videos, and time and balance with co-hosts just never really panned out, so we didn't get far. But I'm going to be bringing it back, just working out the details and trying to figure it out. So that'll be hopefully soon, within the next month or so.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear that. We all have some real cool stuff to bring to the table, so that'd be awesome to see kind of some of the things you were doing beforehand. And see what we can get piggyback off on and
oh yeah.
So, Shellheads, we do have swag. Kind of cool. Thanks to Johnny for turning us on to it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can share. I'm going to do a miserable job, but Shellheads, you're used to it. So meow. Shellhead toys. Shellhead swag, I guess you could say. So it is shell-head-toys-shop-fourth wall FOURTHWALL.com.
We'll have a link in the description so you guys can just click it without having to try and type that all in.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not as good as they are. Tank tops, hoodies, shoes. We ordered some of the swag ourselves just to see what was coming to make sure it was good for you guys. You name it, we pretty much have it. If something else you don't see there and you want, please let us know. We'll order it. We'll make it happen.
I didn't see the assless chaps.
Those are coming. Giggity and giggity. Whatever it is. Oh, crap. I'm sure we'll get it. And Johnny's the same. I'm sure he wants to provide you with the Grubhub. Grub Sport. Oh, crap. You know what? Let's start over.
Nope.
Grub Sport swag.
Nope, that's staying.
That Grubhub swag you guys are looking for. I'm sorry, Jean-Claude Van Clam is gonna die with me when I go. So, anyway, with that being said, the point of this podcast, guys, we always have a topic, right? So today we have a couple things. One of them, we want to talk about and piggyback off of last week, and Johnny and Wheezy very supportive of this, and they came up with some of their own information. But we want to talk about, last week we talked about, oh crap, there's so many companies making our favorite lines, whether it's Turtles, Predator, whatever it is. They're making a lot of everything, Transformers, the whole deal. And so we are like, hey, what obscure line or just random one-off line would we have liked to see more of? Meaning, like, I'm going to come up with something in my head. So let's say DuckTales. I don't know why that's in my head, but DuckTales.
Woo!
I think, honestly, it's because I was thinking of Gizmo Duck. And I'm thinking, Gizmo Duck
I've got a Gizmo Duck.
Once. Well, I love Gizmo Duck. So Gizmo Duck, I'm a mecha guy. So Gizmo Duck has been made once. So what if there was a company that said, hey, we're going to make a whole toy line of all the DuckTales figures? Or
that was Funko did like Saturday morning Disney figurines. So they did DuckTales, Rescue Rangers.
With Chip and Dale for Adventure?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. And then I think there was a couple other that were in that line, but they only went like 3 waves, and then it just ended. And I don't know why, because the figures they did was really good. Huh?
Probably because sales did not do as well as they were hoping.
I mean, they were hard to find. Everywhere I went, they were sold out. Like they were hard.
They did now, though. So, Weezy, to your point, if they came out right now, because they've shown that like people our age, or me, because I'm 105, people our age are buying our nostalgia back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you made DuckTales, Rescue Rangers, Gummy Bears, if you made those figures in kind of like a more of an articulation and more of like something that like draws you in kind of scale,
right?
People would buy them. Like, dude, Super 7, I sent it back, but they made a 14-inch Scrooge McDuck.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to keep that figure. I opened it. I don't open anything. I opened it.
He opened it and then sent it back.
Bro, that's how I'm nuts.
The one thing you fucking opened, you send back.
Well, so I opened it and I'm like,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
Shit wrong with it. If you left it closed, you would have never known there was something wrong with it.
Right? I mean, I bet half of your collection is probably like that and you don't even know it.
I opened him and he goes, meow. He couldn't stand up. I'm like, what the hell, dude? He's holding the like candle, and I'm like, yeah, I remember the scene. And he's like, that was it. He fell over, and I'm like, I paid like $200 for this thing to fall over.
Oh Jesus Christ! I would have sent it back too.
Funko was doing those ones, but they were like small. They were probably like 4 inches, 4.5 inches, maybe 5 inches tall. Right? They were on the small side, and that's where I was hoping Super 7, when they had the Disney license, that they would eventually slowly start releasing those figures in their Ultimates, right? But Super 7 and Disney had their beef or whatever the hell happened there. And now everything's on hiatus. But I would definitely like to do somebody to do a line like that. All the Saturday morning Disney cartoons or whatever. I'd buy them.
I'm going to say right now, if I get a full run of Scrooge, the Nephews, I was going to say the Beastie Boys, but what are they called? Beasley?
I don't know, but the Beastie Boys is their name now.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
What was her name? Monica the Duck? What was her name?
I don't remember the names, man.
Magica the Duck. Magica, Flintheart Glomgold, Uncle Scrooge, Launchpad McQuack. God damn it, I love fucking DuckTales. But all those guys, they had great names, and I'd love to have a figure line based on them. But I want vehicles. I want Launchpad's jet. I want Scrooge's money bank. I want all of that, and I would buy that. You're laughing because it's true.
Well, no, because I started thinking about Family Guy when Peter jumped into the pool of coins, and it didn't work out for him as he was imagining.
He's like, it hurts so bad.
So I'm just picturing Tony now, like sitting there, like jumping into a giant pool of coins, going, "Damn it, it does hurt."
But you'd think to do a line like that, right? So say you want those vehicles and the money pit or everything, right? It's all doable. But at that point, I think you'd kind of want them to market it towards kids, right? Because as soon as they market it towards kids, the vehicle's like $40. Versus if they market to an adult collector, it's now a $250 vehicle. You know what I mean? So you kind of want to market it towards the kids. They don't want the adult collector in on it because then the price gets jacked up 5 times than what it needs to be.
So I get your point. My concern is the quality because I don't want kid quality. So if I'm my age, right, a collector, and I want the DuckTales figures, I don't want to get something like playability. It's just me though. Like I'm not the typical person, right? I'm a hardcore inbox collector. So I don't want playability. I want this is collectible. I want to get like
figure they could take that line, right? Do
Sure.
DuckTales, but in the same.
And this was random, by the way. It wasn't like anything meant to be a conversation. Yeah.
But like do like the same scale and style, not style, but same scale and quality as say the new Simpson figures that are like $12, $13, right? The bigger ones that they're doing from I think it's Jack's because they do the small ones for $5, and then they have the ones that are a little bit bigger where you have like Bartman and Otto right now. I think Groundskeeper Willie. I think they're like around the 5-inch mark. I mean, they're good quality figures. They seem. That's like I said. It's just when it comes down to it. When you want it market kind of towards the kids, I think is when it comes to the vehicles, because then that's where they start going crazy prices on vehicles. Because you figure if they did Turtles, right? So they had the kids line for Turtles for the movie. They released a party wagon. It was like what, $50, $60 for that party wagon?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
But NECA makes the adult one for the adult collector. It's a little bigger, granted, but it's still a piece of plastic. It's still the same general thing. It's $250, $300 because they have the adult collector on top of it. They know that they can get the money out of us. You see? They're like, oh, it's an adult collector. We'll milk him. The little kids, that's a kids line. Dad's not going to spend $250 on a party wagon for his Ninja Turtles, but he'll spend $250 on a party wagon for his Ninja Turtles. See?
Yeah. You want to know what's crazy? I had a customer. He would come in and buy his kid like the NECA stuff, the expensive NECA stuff. And I was like, holy crap. The kid's going to open it. He's going to play with it. I was like, all right. I mean, but he's getting the good stuff, okay?
Yeah. No, one of the guys in our group we have for South Florida when I was living down there, the chat group we have for helping each other find stuff, one of the guys there, he gives his kid, plays with all his NECA figures, all of them. And it's the whole point of it. In reality, it's a toy, right? So he just enjoys it with his kid. If it breaks, you got to get a new one. But they build memories off it. So, hey, to each their own.
Well, no, like he has his own. Like he has his own, but he also buys his kid. So case in point, he come in, right? And like he got like the movie Casey Jones from me, right? So he ended up buying 2, and he also got the Shredder because he got 2 of those. You know, one's his for his collection. He keeps his stuff in box, and then the other one's his kids, and you know they open it up and they play with it.
So to go off of the initial topic of things that you kind of wish there was toy lines of, or something that you think would make a good toy line that there's never been. I've talked about it before with I think UJ5. And I mentioned to Tony before. Is that I've always wanted like a really in-depth collector-based cryptids toy line. So I want all the different cryptid creatures throughout history, all over the different world. So, you know, a really cool Chupacabra, obviously a Bigfoot, the Jersey Devil, Mothman. Like, there's been companies that have tried, but they get like, oh, we did a Sasquatch. Oh, now we did the Yeti. Now we did this. They only do variants of that. Or like, oh, here's a Wolfman. Oh, now here's the Wolfman in black. Or a Werewolf in black. But I want like a really in-depth line. You know, oh, then you have the deluxe, the Loch Ness Monster, right? Like, you've got all these different things that are public domain that I've always wanted to see a really badass toy line for adult collectors on. I think that there's a lot of people would be down for that. I was hoping Four Horsemen were doing that originally with Figura Obscura, but it went a different direction, which not mad with where it went. It's just not where I was originally thinking it was going to be, you know? But I always thought something like that would be a really cool ass line. As well as, because, you know, Tony mentioned Beastie Boys earlier, right? I've always, probably since I was, you know,
obscure, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I was probably since like middle school age, I've always wanted like a really cool collectible action figure line of hip hop musicians.
Turtles.
They're hip hop
Go
musicians?
ninja, go ninja, go. No?
Legends. But yeah. No, but like you have Super 7 right now. They did a Biggie Smalls. They've done, I think, ODB, like in the small reaction figures. But like just like a really in-depth, really good quality line of hip hop legends or hip hop, even musicians in general, right? You can go different branches of different, but I think there's a market there because the people who enjoyed that stuff are now at the age where we'll pay for that stuff. It'd be dope to have, you know, you have a Dr. Dre figure, then you also have an Eminem, you have Wu-Tang Clan, like just that'd be an insane collection. I've always wanted something like that. I think it'd be amazing.
So that's like a hip hop thing, though, right? It's some more music oriented.
Oh, but yeah, like I say, you do music because like NECA right now does a lot of rock music ones. They're not heavy in it, but you know, periodically they release some musicians.
McFarlane used to do those.
They did
as well.
So I guess,
but they never did like hip hop. Sorry, man. Yeah, they're always just the rock. So that actually would be interesting to see something outside. And don't get me wrong, like I love rock, I love metal, but it would be interesting to see something outside of that as well, like not just that per se.
There you go. I think it'd be amazing.
I think it's cool. It's not my genre, so I can't gravitate towards it. I'm thinking more along the lines of like.
Says the guy who wants a fish to sing DMX.
All right, I'm gonna address this now.
Flipper's gonna give it to you. What?
Hold on, I'm gonna do this. So there's a goddamn fish that if you hook up to your Alexa, it will sing "X gonna give it to you," and it's a fish. I don't care if you're metal or rap in your life. That is the coolest thing you can own, and that is something Shellhead Toys will eventually own. So Wheezy can talk all the crap he wants. It is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. And I'm done. My original point was we were going to talk about toys and genres and what is out there and what we would like to see that hasn't been brought back or hasn't been brought to like a broader line. So I said, God damn it. Jean-Claude Van Clamp. You know what? Screw it. Anybody? Transformers? Anybody cool with that? God damn it. Let me check my notes. You guys be so off course. All right. Let's talk about space. No, let's talk about space. So I'm one of those guys, I joke about it all the time, and I'm always like, oh, I have a dozen places to put it. I do not. I'm running out of space. If I could show you guys, I would.
I mean, you have a lot of ceiling space there.
I'm looking at
just start stapling it to the
benders. Okay? I'm looking at 6-foot benders from Futurama that I do not have room for. But, you know, you look at, like, what you have room for and, like, what the average collector has. And I'm not the average collector. I'm an idiot. So the average collector, he goes, hey, and this is somebody who buys from us. He goes, hey, man, I really love Power Rangers. And he goes, but Tommy, the Green Ranger, that's my guy. And he goes, I don't have room for anything else. So I'm just going to do the Green Ranger. And so how do you talk to that one particular person who doesn't have room for all the other crap that comes out, but only had, hey, baby, it's Raven. Sorry, guys. Who only has room for just that Green Ranger, just that line where it's like, anything Green Ranger, I'll make room for. Anything else, I don't have room for. And please, go.
First, I applaud that gentleman and his ability to only buy one character of anything, right? Like, I think I know one person, and he's in our group that buys like one basic character, and he buys Donatello. Like if it's Donatello, he has to. If he can't get all the other ones, as long as he gets Donatello, that's all that matters.
His favorite turtle.
Yeah, and I can't imagine being able to do that. Um, I'd hate to put myself in that position.
So, so that brings me to an interesting question I want to ask you. If you had to, like, say circumstances beyond your control, knock on wood, hope it never happens, but if you had to get to the point in life where you had to condense your collection and you had to let your collection go, and you're like, you know what? No, this one figure, I am not absolutely not letting this one go. What would it be?
So,
Ooh.
Go ahead.
No, please.
No. Mine will probably lead to something else. So please continue.
So, I'm going to say without a shadow of a doubt, it starts with Jetfire because it's just Jetfire. I can't help that. But the other is the Jungle Fiber from Botsmaster. I cannot imagine selling that piece because, one, it's obscure as hell. Nobody knows the show. Those that do know the show don't care about the show. It has no resale value. Well, it does, but it doesn't. It has no resale value other than its obscurity. I wish they would have made... Let's see, I'm combining. I wish they would have made all the characters beyond the, 6 that they did. So the 6 they did were Ziv Zoolander. I know you don't know him. Ziv Zoolander.
Zoolander?
Bats, I think his name is. What?
Zoolander?
Ziv Zoolander.
Oh.
Yeah, that's his name.
Sure.
Bats and Ninja with a Z or double Z or whatever. And then you had Dr. I don't remember. Dr. Hiss, I think his name is.
I feel like you're making all this up.
I swear to God, I wish it was. And 2 obscure bots. And so that was the extent of the line. That was it. And then they made Jungle Fiber. What they could have done was made the bots that Jungle Fiber fought in a larger scale because it's almost Transformer-esque, right? So somebody would have bought it, but they didn't do that. Raven is about to scratch the crap out of me. Hold on.
It's kind of weird when you look down, you're like, it's going to scratch the crap out of me.
She's doing like baby cat stuff, and she's... Look at her. Raven. Maybe you. She's adorable. She's a scratcher. So they did these lines, and there was all these characters they could have expanded upon, and they didn't do it. And then it was all by Galoob. Ow, fuck, man, she got me good. Crap, what were we talking about before that?
Galoob?
Before that,
the one toy you would keep in your collection.
So is it?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
But is it
Yeah.
one toy or one character? Because let's
leave it at dealer's choice.
Okay,
so if you had to let go of your collection, there was one you could keep.
I apologize. Botsmaster, Jungle Fiber.
See,
so
sorry.
So now, and I'm curious here. What's the why behind that?
Okay, so I've always in my life been a fan of obscure rando toys. So as a kid, even when I got G.I. Joes, I got Transformers, I always, when I went to the store, my dad's like, hey, pick a toy. I'd be like, he'd be like, hey, pick G.I. Joes, because that's what my brother and I were doing at the time. I'd be like, oh, that mask is cool. I'd go grab the rando mask, and for whatever reason, something about it made me say, that's cool. I want that. One of my favorite mask toys of all time, and I could have bought it from Jeff in the box, was the Manta. And there was a girl, and she pilots. It's a 240SX. It's purple. What happens is when you pull it back, the wings pop out with the wheels. You flip the front wheels, and it drives, and she pilots it. I think her name's Vanessa, the pilot. One of the coolest toys that Mask ever came out with. Even when I was a kid, man, it was about obscurity. I loved Robotech toys. That wasn't popular in American culture. Transformers, G.I. Joe, Hot Wheels. That's what was hot. I had Transformers. I had G.I. Joes. I had a lot of them. But when I got my first Macross toy, I lost my mind. When I got my first Voltron toy, I lost my mind. As a kid, I loved obscurity and I loved mecha. and that was awesome. And then when I got Mask, it was like, holy shit, I get mecha and cars. And so when I got my first Mask was the Manta, and when I got that, my favorite fucking toy. I held on to it for as long as I could. I got all kinds of other toys, but Manta was always my first Mask toy that I loved more than anything else. So there you go. That's Shellhead's
Nice.
life as a kid.
Hmm.
And He-Man, man, fuck him.
Fuck him.
Hey, fuck
All right, Wheezy, what about you, man? I'm definitely interested to hear about this.
Well, no. So when you ask a question like this,
well, it's
a tough one.
Mostly like potatoes.
It is a tough one.
What was that, Tony?
Mostly potatoes, right?
So when you ask a question like this, I think like to what you asked and like consolidate. I'm like, oh, consolidate. You're just like consolidate. But the way you're making it sound is you're talking about got to get rid of everything except for like one, right?
Yeah, well, that was kind of like, yeah, originally we were talking about that consolidating, but when you were speaking on your point, and I was like, that's very interesting, but that idea just popped in my head from there. I was like, you know what? I'm curious if you had to let go of everything and only keep one. Because remember when you were a kid and your folks would be like, I don't know if you guys ever experienced this, but like as you get older, your parents are like, hey, you're getting too big to have these toys, like, get rid of them. And you're kind of like, oh, well, I ain't getting rid of this. Like this is mine right here.
It would just out of pure nostalgia because of the memory I have with it, would most likely be a real Ghostbuster race dance. That'd probably be the one I kept if I had to get rid of everything.
Why
okay,
is
so I'm not familiar with the race dance.
From real Ghostbusters?
Oh, race dance. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking you're saying like race dance, and I'm like, what the? Okay, gotcha. So like, was he like your favorite character?
Yeah. So he was my favorite in the movies, and then obviously in the cartoon. But the memory I have of it is going to not Universal, going to Disney with my dad and my mom, and I can remember going to Haunted Mansion, and I was afraid to go in there, but as a kid, you took toys with you. I had my Ray Stance with me, and he protected me from the ghosts in the Haunted Mansion, right? And that memory just sticks with me. So if I had to get rid of everything, I'd probably keep Ray Stance.
Wow, that's really cool, man.
Yeah. Stupid
man.
Kid. Now I just don't want to leave Haunted Mansion. Like, please take me. What about you, Johnny?
Johnny.
If I had to, it'd probably be my Snap Trap Transformers.
You say that a lot, but I get why.
Oh yeah. Well, I told you about this before. So a lot of times growing up, my dad worked construction, and it was a family of 5. So
you bring me back a drink.
Right, me too.
Like mine's empty. Jesus.
So growing up, money wasn't always like wasn't really around. So toys, they came how they came. Sometimes there's their flea markets, hand me down church things, that sort of stuff. So I do remember though, one Christmas, and this was the one Transformer I got that was actually packaged in box, and this was
so
like my
toy where you don't normally get new toys.
Yeah, this was like my one Transformer that was like that, in the box and everything. And I love the graphics on the box, the Great Wall with the purple and the yellow, and I mean he was just an awesome character. And so for me, I was like, that was like my first, what I felt like was my first Transformer that was actually mine. Most of the other ones, and like when you get it through flea markets and stuff like that, it's sometimes incomplete, missing stuff. So this had all the accessories. This had the booklet, like
Yeah, no, because when you get them from the swap shop or a flea market or whatever, it's like it's a dirty whore. But when you get the brand new one out of package,
you still love it though.
Whores got their place, right? But when you got the new one out of package, nobody else has been messing with it. That's yours. It's pristine.
Exactly. So I mean, so that's always kind of been my favorite. It's really weird. So like, if I had to like let go of everything, that'd be the one I keep, because I still have like, I don't have all the accessories actually to this day, but I still have most of it. So that'd be the one for me, definitely.
Yeah, I don't want to think about ever having to do that though. So
no, that'd be horrible. But if so, it just the curiosity came out of that as we were talking about.
I'd have a lot of shelving space if I did that.
right. But it actually is kind of interesting because I was a while there. I was actually consolidating and getting rid of a lot of stuff just because I do have some that are like the definitive. For me, like the definitive version of this. So I'm like, I really don't need all these other ones. Especially like lately, I've been on a third-party Legend scale with my Transformers. So a lot of my other ones that now that I have I have like my ones that are like, okay, this is my one, especially from the Studio Series line. I've kind of been selling those off here and there.
Oh man, I mean, I've been cutting down. Like I've been selling stuff when we go to the shows and stuff. I've been selling a lot of my own personal collection just to make space. And mainly it's stuff that's like in my closet or that's been in the garage or whatever. That's like I just don't have the ability to display it. I might as well sell it to somebody who will have the ability to display it. I still have some things in the closet that I know Tony wants and he'll never get from me. Like I have the clamshell NECA 2008 Mirage turtles, and Tony wants them.
Well, that's like him. He keeps coming at me with my Unicron.
Exactly.
HasLab. So you know what? You really want to drive him crazy? Let's do a swap. I'll give you the Unicron. You give me the turtles.
Oh man!
Just watch him flip the entire table over with.
Because it frustrates him, right? Because
Terradrone and Air, he just goes flying.
Because damn it, I'm looking at my screen trying to point at stuff, but it's like I think which way is which. So like right here in my display, obviously these are turtles, right? But they are the black and white ones that NECA released in 2008 that I had a guy custom paint to match the original toy coloring. So the different skin tones and then the proper bandana colors.
Yeah.
So I had the white ones redone like that. And then behind those on the display, I have the actual black and white ones also. But in the closet, I have the green and clamshell ones that Tony wants.
Yeah.
You're not getting them,
things I want to buy, but he doesn't want to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
As well as, a couple of those NECA 4-packs from Comic-Cons that, the villain set that Tony wants, stuff like that. But can't get rid of them.
Yeah. All right.
He's like, man, I need another drink.
Yeah, he didn't bring me back a drink.
I had some, but I don't. I stepped away for a piece of pizza. But
I would have taken a piece of pizza.
Yeah. Yeah, Little Caesars, that bitch. No, it wasn't Little Caesars, but
I thought you were a Taco Bell. I thought you were a Taco Bell.
Yeah, I got Reaper now. So, one of the things we brought up was not enough room, and you guys tell me if you already kind of touched that while I was gone, but
I'm gonna go grab me a drink. Y'all continue.
Oh, gonna get some sweet tea. So we're talking about room, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have enough room, and I joke because whenever I post something, I'm like, "Oh man, I don't have room for it." One of my friends always says, "You have a dozen places to put it." It's very Family Guy. It's kind of funny, and I will tell you at this point. I'll tell you at this point, I really don't have a place to put it. So talking about that, talking about collections and collectors and what they can do, what they have room for, what they can even stomach at this point, with the amount of stuff that's coming out from vendors, they almost have to stop and say, okay, who's my favorite character? If it's, Turtles, it's Raphael, for me at least. But if it's Turtles, it's Raphael. If it's Power Rangers, it's Tommy. If it's G.I. Joe, maybe it's Cobra Commander. Whatever it is, there's that one particular character that they gravitate towards. And when they start running out of space, they say, I have to stop. Who's the character I can grab onto and just do that one line? And so one of my customers, Weezy knows him. His name is Steve. He goes, "Hey, I don't know if you remember Weezy, but he's the guy who's like all Green Ranger. That's all he does."
Oh yeah, but I
Yeah,
think it's
so his
more
name is
of
Steve.
his.
Real cool guy, but he's only Green Ranger. So
Yeah, he's
he's
bought a
actually
few
the one who
things
gave
off
me
me.
this topic, and he goes, "Look, I can't do the rest of them. I don't have a space for it." So he's like, "I'm only Green Ranger."
Well, if you got rid of some of those Green Rangers, you would.
But I don't.
And that's the end of that topic.
So I know the guy you're
Problem
talking
solved.
about. I know the guy you're talking about. He's bought a few things off me.
I don't
Like
want
he
to clam
bought,
up, but
he bought the Dragon Dagger off me. I was under the impression with him, I thought he was just a big fan of JDF, not necessarily the Green Ranger. JDF played the Green Ranger and the White Ranger, right? But I thought he was just a really big fan of JDF because he has like his signatures, like stuff from his outside of the Power Rangers thing. But that might be because he just loved the Green Ranger so much, he naturally then became a huge fan of the actor as well. But yeah, he showed me he has like a whole shrine set up for
it's
him.
a little weird. It's a little weird.
I mean,
Off topic. Have you guys seen him actually fight? Have you guys if you looked up on YouTube?
Uh-huh.
I was like, yeah.
So
Dude,
funny
he's
story.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, I would not mess with him.
Hey, so funny story. So
Jesus didn't tap.
Steve, who is our regular, really cool guy. He's been in my house a couple times now. Very cool guy. Very weird about his ranger fetish, which I let him know. But he's a very cool guy. But he is like a
I'm sure it's
master-
not an actual fetish, guys.
Dude.
Don't go after him like.
Hey, if it's a ranger fetish, I have an alien and predator fetish, so we're
He's
good.
about to get real popular real quick. But, dude, I'll tell you, he is a master in all forms weaponry.
Oh wow.
He's that kind of cat. He will fuck my world up. When he came to the house, and I'm like, I really hope I give you a good deal because I don't want to get killed in my own house. But he knows all the weapons I have on the wall. He was like, yeah, I'm like third in the nation in that weapon. I'm like, what? When he came over, I'm like,
And now you're in my
I
house.
just came over. Do you want a Fresca? I just thought you would come over. But very cool guy.
Can your nunchucks dodge bullets?
Dude, balls no hit back. That's Family Matters, by the way. That is why he is so hardcore Jason David Frank, I think, because he loved the Rangers and he loves the martial arts because he is, honest to God, in himself, a professional weaponry martial artist. I never knew that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, very cool
really
guy,
cool.
man. So chill and so down to earth. Although I would not steal his lunch money. That's all I'm throwing out there.
I feel like isn't that such a Florida man thing though? Like this random the guy you bring over is a random collector, then all of a sudden he's like into all these weaponry.
He winds
It's
up
like-
being John Wick.
Yeah, that's why I should probably stop bringing people over to my house.
I just see that.
DoorDash
I can just see that future thing of like a Florida man story right there. Where a deal goes down bad, toy deal goes down bad.
I love when the Door Dashers. I'm like, hey, I'll get my drinks or whatever. I open the door and they're like, I'm like, yeah, come in for a minute. I'm thinking, you're either gonna rob me or I'm gonna rob you. I don't know what's going on.
So
You're like, here's your taco. I'm like, here's my taco. Get him out of the house.
I mean, could you do one character?
I cannot. Slash is my one guy, and I could not consolidate my love and my collection to just Slash because he would take up like a quarter of what I have in my home.
Not even a quarter. You'd have like a 10-foot
characters?
space. Yeah, like nothing. Like
See, and that's really hard because a lot of times I have to stop myself. And the problem is, I'll like, especially if I'm here, like I get down the pipeline, like, hey, this is coming out, this new NECA figure is coming out, or this, like from my distributors, and I'm like, holy crap, like I want this figure. And then I'm sitting there, I'm ordering the cases, like, well, how much would it cost me if I did this out of my case? And then I'm like, no, I have to stop.
Nah, don't do it.
No, because then it's like,
you're like, all right, I got the case. I need one. I got to upcharge each of these an extra $3 to cover the one I want and get it for free. That's how you do it.
So,
no,
Johnny,
but then I would literally do that every shipment.
so
That's
all
the
right.
problem. That is the problem. Like, you know what they advise you, like, don't use your own stuff that you're selling.
You sound like a quitter.
You like that? Don't use your own.
Don't say
Yes,
it.
don't use your own product. No, but like, so for me, after a while, I started to like, I had to like calm down because I was like, holy crap. So what I started doing for me is like, I started like saying, well, this is my definitive Toon Line turtles, right? And I just got the four brothers, all right, and Splinter.
I
And
tried.
it just your basic like that's it. Your basic main cast characters, right? Not going off into trying to, because then all of a sudden it's like you don't stop, and then you got the movie line, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, holy crap, I'm gonna end up, and yet I still do it. Like
I tried
you
that.
saw me with yeah with Tatsu, you saw me with that. I was like, holy crap. Now I'm like,
So when Marvel Legends first came back through Hasbro,
oh my god,
I was like, okay, I'm gonna get only MCU, right? And then they did like the first of the X-Men from like the original 90s X-Men cartoon. And I was like, all right, MCU and the X-Men from the cartoon, that's it. As you can see right here, this is all Marvel Legends. So that plan did not work out. I just
it's
started buying a
hard,
bunch of shit, right?
very hard.
I got realistic when it came to NECA with Turtles. I was like, I'm buying one of each character. So, like for the Toon Line, only the 4 Turtles, and then one of each character after that. I didn't buy any variants. Same thing with the movies. Like, I didn't buy the variants until you look and see, like, there's like 3 Shredders right here. Like, and they're all super Shredders. Like, damn it, they still wound up in my collection somehow. But I tried really hard with that. But it's to
It's like
sit
I
there
have
and be like,
both
I'm only going
Kinos.
to get these of it. Really is that's hard.
Yeah, because like I ended up with both Kinos, and I'm like, I don't need both Kinos. I had the one, the scooter. And I was like, that's the your you know, but then I'm like,
Right.
oh crap, now I have him in the, you know,
And the fat foot, yeah.
yeah. That
And
guy
like,
still cracks me up every time I look at the package.
I've got the Kino with the fat foot, and I haven't
Kino with
opened
the
it
fat
yet because in my head they're gonna release Kino again, at least without the scooter because I don't need the scooter. I'm like they're gonna release that Kino. They're gonna release the character again somewhere, so I'm just kind of waiting for
I
that
wouldn't be
in hopes,
surprised.
right?
Yeah.
But they might not, and if they don't, then I'll open up the pack with the fat foot, and he'll be my Kino. It is what it is. But
He's my Kino.
when it comes to consolidating, I think instead of doing one character, more realistic for me,
Hmm.
not able to do one character, but
You
if
guys
you,
keep going. I need a refill.
yeah, but like as you see behind me, the question would be, could I be like, oh, I'm gonna get rid of everything and only keep Turtles or only keep Alien and Predator, only keep Ghostbusters, one line or one franchise as your whole collection.
You can't because you have way too much behind you to short down to anything like that. Like,
Well,
you
I mean,
have
I
to keep
could
it
though. Like,
raw.
I could get rid of, say, if I decided to, I could sell all my turtle stuff and only keep my alien
Eh,
predators, right?
no.
Like, you don't want my turtle stuff,
Yeah.
but like, I could do that, right? I could get rid of all my Marvel Legends, and I could tone it down to just Alien Predator or just horror movies. You know what I
If
mean?
you
I think
had to, yeah, you could consolidate
I
down
could
to
do
that
that.
because
I couldn't
it's
do one character. I'm just no.
and same me. I'm the same way. So Slash is my guy, but I can't get rid of all the rest. Like I have a love for most characters, so I can't see myself killing my whole collection for one character.
But could you get rid of everything you have that's not turtles and keep only turtles? Like the franchise, not just the 4 turtle characters, but the entire anything, everything Ninja Turtles you can keep, but everything that's not Ninja Turtles has to go.
Even my Jean Claude Van Clam figure,
Exactly. Even John Claude Van Clam
I could not.
Especially Jean-Claude Van Damme.
has to. You couldn't do that.
My muscle would not allow that.
He's like, clam, goddammit. No, I was telling Tony that instead of doing like one character, I would look at it more of a get rid of everything I have except for like all my aliens and predators and only keep alien and predator stuff. Tone it down to just one franchise in your collection.
Oh, okay.
That
That's
I could do easier than being like, oh, I take one character and only keep one character for the rest of the time.
To your point, Wheezy, I think I can only like solidify with Slash, and that would be it.
Yeah, I couldn't pick one.
You see, because what's really interesting about that, and that would be kind of difficult for me, is because I enjoy so many different IPs and so many different things, and so for me, like I have like just my one Voltron. I'm like, okay, I'm good with that one. All right. I was telling Tony, like, because he was showing me some He-Man stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm not trying to expand that collection. I just want my definitive He-Man and Skeletor, and that's it. Like, I'm not getting into all that other stuff. Same thing with Joe's. Like, I like Joe's, but honestly, I just ordered myself the Haya Cobra. And I'm like, and that's my one Cobra Commander. He's my favorite character out of that that or that IP, and I'm just keeping that.
Right.
Maybe I would spend money on Destro and maybe Serpentor.
See, that's what you do. Like that's what I call one-offs, right? You have your collection, but then you have like you can't see it in the background, but in the bottom corner, I have like one shelf that's just a bunch of one-offs. They don't fit in anything else I collect. It's just that was cool, and I got that one character. Like I have like I like the brothers from Boondock Saints, right? Like,
oh yeah,
they don't fit with anything else I collect, but they're there, So. But I think if I had to, and I had to just tone it down to one franchise, I'd probably keep like Alien and Predator as the franchise, and then get rid of everything else if I really had to.
Do you have figures of the Fugees down there too? I'm just wondering if it's like same area.
No, remember I told you I want a hip hop line. They haven't made that yet, right? So,
but
if they did, I would buy the Fugees.
Wow. Do you and Melissa ever argue about Mr. Wendell?
No.
Oh crap!
Oh damn it, Tony! I can't even respond. Like
I had that tape when I was a kid. Sorry.
That caught me off guard. Bastard.
Oh crap!
Anyways, yeah, you know what? That's interesting. If I say I had to do that, I'd probably keep Transformers. Definitely.
Yeah. Shellhead toys. Sorry. I
love you guys. Start getting complaints about the Shellhead toys because of your comments.
Oh God. Whew.
I can't believe what you say.
Oh my God.
If you're a parent and you're letting your kid listen or watch this show,
you're so off.
What the fuck are you thinking? Shame on you. Shame on you.
I'll tell you what. We all love each other, guys. I promise you, it's all love. We're just having a good time.
Yeah.
We're just when I upload these to YouTube, it asks you if it's made for kids.
And I'm these like, chicks ain't for kids.
No, it's not made for kids.
Oh crap. Hey, so let's we got about 10 minutes, guys. So we're on the God damn, it's been great. We're on the toys we wish we would have made, and then we're on the obscures, and so what's the last thing we kind of like? Maybe we can wrap something up and at the same time catapult us off into the next episode. What do you think?
Oh, I thought we were going to wrap up with any new gets this week.
Yeah. Do you have anything to show?
I do, but it's not in front of me, so I can talk to you guys about it. So I have Donnie's Lab that came in from NECA finally. I can't show you. I'm sorry. Unless I apologize, Shellheads. Let me see if I can do like the stupid part where you have to go to Google and
you just go grab it.
It's in the laundry room. I can't do that.
Oh.
What is it? Donnie's
Lab.
Yeah. And plus, it'd be kind of interesting to try to see him actually hold that thing up. You have to stand pretty far back. It's a big ass box.
Yeah, these things happen. All right, hold on. I don't know if it's going to work. I apologize, but let's see.
Man, all right, there we go. I mean,
You
can
see
you
it?
bring up a bigger picture?
Is that good?
Can you bring up the other window?
Oh, I'm sorry. See it?
Didn't we go through this last time?
We see it.
I did. I don't
like,
know. I'm sorry, but
you know what?
that's
That's fine. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, like use your 2 fingers, zoom in.
I'm gonna assume that anybody who's watching this knows what it is. To be completely honest.
True.
Honestly, I'm gonna say let's.
For those of you guys listening, so you know, just so you know,
just want to make this an editing nightmare for me. That's all. I know what you're doing.
I do want to talk about that for a minute. So, I'm gonna throw it out there, and we might talk about it on the next podcast. But guys, gals, whoever.
Oh wait, we have a guest on the next podcast.
We do. We're gonna plug that in a minute. But before that, so we always show you guys the toys we have, and it's supposed to be the thing, the most recent toys we got. We talk about things upcoming. We talk about current events, and I'm a NECA guy, and I know Wheezy is, and Johnny's on the fence, right? He has turtles, doesn't have turtles, whatever. And so we're buying things like Donnie's Lab.
Why are you insulting me?
No, I'm just what.
Bro, there's literally turtles sitting in front of me that when I go to work every day. They're at my station.
It's okay. So Wheezy. So we have Donnie's Lair, and we have whatever the hell it is, but they make these toys, and they come out and I don't really. Maybe it's just me, but I bought it. It comes out, and I'm like, ugh, I don't really care. It's not what I thought it was going to be. It's not like having a new character. It's just, hey, here's Donnie's Lab.
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy it.
Well, I'm just saying, I'd prefer to have Baxter's Lab or something from the Technodrome. Give me some obscurity to put my bad guys in. You just keep making all these layers or these pieces for the good guys.
They're gonna get there eventually.
You want
Here's the thing,
but they're not doing it fast enough, in my opinion. Let's too many good guy stuff, no bad guy stuff.
Here's the thing too: if you missed out on the original layer, you can kind of makeshift Donnie's Lab into that layer as well.
That's true too, because
it's the second wave of people. Yeah.
See, they look cool, right? The diodes, they look cool, but for me, it's not practical on space. And the price of them, I'm just I just can't do it. I don't see the value in those when you can buy little things here and there and build your own diode type of thing. I don't see it. I've seen some people do some amazing work, and I know some people who do really cool diodes themselves can get really expensive. But the prices they're asking for Donnie's Lab and the living room set, I don't see it. I can't get myself to buy those.
I agree with your notion on that. I like the pieces NECA is putting out. I think I don't like the order in which you're putting them out. Does that make sense?
Right. Now, all that being said, when it comes to NECA's diodes, that Dante's Inferno for Beetlejuice, I'm going to buy that.
I haven't seen it, so don't spoil it for me.
No, from the original movie from 1988. You haven't seen it?
No.
You've never seen the original Beetlejuice?
Yes, I haven't seen the toy.
What? Okay. I mean, it was shown at Comic-Con. How'd you miss it?
First of all, Jeff, calm down. I haven't seen
it. But it's Dante's Inferno, and it comes with an ultimate Beetlejuice.
Oh, sorry.
But he's got all the horns sticking out of him from when she holds him.
He's supposed to be getting laid.
Well, she's being held and got horny, but yeah. But yeah, so it's that you get that Beetlejuice with it. So I'll probably get that because it just looks like a badass backdrop for my horror collection. But there are other stuff I don't see the price for them.
It's a real nice fucking model.
I love that part where he goes, "Nice fucking model." Grabs the shit. That's fantastic, man. As kids, we all knew that, but I haven't seen the new movie. I want to. I've heard some things. I've seen some spoilers. I'm a little upset about that, but
I haven't seen it. I think I saw one spoiler on accident. I'm not going to mention which one I think I saw, just in case you haven't seen it and it is something.
Yeah.
Um, I'm looking forward to it. But I did see Romulus over the weekend.
Nice.
Don't tell me I've heard bad things. Actually,
Okay.
I've heard disappointment.
I was not disappointed.
Ooh.
Oh.
I really enjoyed. I enjoyed probably 90% of it. There was a couple things I'm like, but
Let me guess. Towards the end.
have you seen this?
No, I've heard a lot of people say they're like, you did so well, and then right at the end, yeah.
It's one of those movies for me. When you watch a movie, like, man, they could have ended that like 10 minutes ago. It would have been great, but you went a little 10 minutes a little too long. They kind of what? It's one of those situations. But when it all comes out, I'll buy it. So
I'm gonna check it out. I'm hoping it's gonna be everything I want it to be, but I've heard the same thing where it's like it's the ending. Everything else is awesome. You got to the end, and you're like, what the frick did you do with this movie?
You have to see everything else for the ending to not be weird and really out there. You have to have really seen all the other movies before. So Aliens, not really Alien 3 or Alien Resurrection, but kind of Alien Resurrection. But then like Prometheus and Covenant, you kind of have to see all those because it's just little things that it's like, oh, well, that was here. You kind of saw that there. It kind of all comes together. It's like, okay, it makes sense. It was just...
For me, right? So like for you, you're a hardcore Alien and Predator franchise kind of person. Right. For me, I love Aliens. I really do. It's a great series. I have not ever been a fan of Predator. It just doesn't do it for me. But for Aliens or Alien, I love Alien. I love Aliens because I love the android. He gets fucked up.
He does.
And I love...
But not killed. Just gets fucked up.
You're right.
We got to clarify this. People like to be like, oh, he's one of the only actors who got killed by Predator, Terminator, and Alien. No, he did not get killed by an alien.
And I love Alien 3 because he comes back, Bishop.
Yeah.
And Ripley is like talking about what happened, and he says there was an alien on the ship, and he's dying. But she tells me everything that's going on.
Well,
and then
starting
Alien
him off.
3, right, but Alien 3 is where she has the alien come out of her chest. And for me, that's it. That's all I needed. That's all I needed to end the franchise. They could have killed it there.
Is so bad.
I'm just saying, though, they could have killed it there, and I'd have been all right with it because Ripley died the way everybody else died. And so I would have said, it's done. The franchise is over. But they brought it back, and that's why we have Wheezy.
That's why. I mean, granted,
he was the alien that came out. That's why we have.
That's why we have Wheezy.
Alien Resurrection was the first Alien movie I got to see in theaters.
We had a ginger alien. It came out and was like...
So, but yeah, I enjoyed it. For what it was, I really did enjoy it. And like I said, it kind of brings all the different movies together. And you're like, okay, I remember that from here. And it kind of connects a lot of stuff. And it kind of makes you wonder what the FX show that's coming out, I think next year, FX is getting an Alien series, TV show.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder where that's going to be. It's going to be aliens on Earth. So
it's pretty cool.
See. Yeah, I'm interested. But Johnny, you got any gets?
Yes, I do. So this came in.
I hate you so much for that.
It's empty.
Oh wait. I'm just showing you guys.
Shellheads, I want this more than anything else in my life.
But is it empty or is it just clear?
No, it's clear, and the figure's out of the box. Because the box, first off, the box came in damaged, already opened, and all kinds of mess.
So
but,
bro, you could have lied to me and told me that the figure was in there and it was clear.
Oh God, man!
Look at that. So this is the FUGU, Fugu. So it's not Takara, it's not Transformers Right, it's a Macross, but it's done in the Jetfire colors here and design.
Shellheads, wipe your mouth, man. That makes you drool.
Yeah, so this thing is
It doesn't.
it's beautiful.
Oh, it's so awesome.
Yeah, but I love the fact that they tied in that G1 Jetfire box art. It
That
looks
box art is fucking awesome. So I'm a true G1 person. I own a G1 Jetfire, and I'm a Jetfire guy through and through, and I'll buy any rendition of Jetfire. And I bought this the other day for a God Flame, they call it. They call it God Flame Jetfire. And so when Johnny showed this, that is not what I ordered. And that's freaking beautiful, man. It's such a like perfect almost rendition of a G1 box. You get to own that G1 nostalgia. You
yeah.
get to open that and say, I can play with this toy.
Exactly, because here's the thing. I've been wanting a G1 Jetfire for my collection, right? And in box and everything, but the truth is, like, that's a lot of money. And I'm not at the place where I don't have that kind of fuck you money to just spend on a G1 Jetfire like that. So this is the next best thing, and I think it's awesome. And I love since the box came in all damaged and already open. I'm like, fuck it, I might as well take this out and really enjoy it. So
that's an awesome piece, man.
Yes, and so I'm happy. This is actually going to go up here with the other Transformers display soon.
Hell yeah!
All right, so
yeah, Wheezy, what do you got?
What you got, man? We're gonna wrap this up.
All right. Well, quick, one thing I got snagged yesterday on my way to work.
Ah, you punk.
Tortells.
Yeah.
So, I walked into Walmart looking for them because it said on the app that they had in stock. So I went there at like 6:30 in the morning, right before work. And I saw them behind the desk, and they're sitting there in the brown shipper box. I'm like, all right, I know people get already bent out of shape if you go behind the desk. So I found the woman over in the vacuum section. I'm like, can you help me out real quick? I just need you to grab a box from behind the counter in electronics. She's like, oh, no, they open at 7. I'm like, well, I have to be at work. So can you just grab it? It's not in the case. You're not unlocking. Just grab the box. She's like, no. You have to go to the front and get management. I was like, oh, okay, cool. No problem. I'll take care of it. I just walked back there, grabbed that shit, fucking opened it up. On camera, opened it up just to make sure it was right, and then I walked to the front and paid for it. But yeah, so I got them. I got a second one for Tony. Even though he didn't grasp that when I sent the picture of 2 of them, he thought I was keeping one. Sir. And then I also got this box today that I'm opening right now to see actually what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I have a lot of shit shipping right now.
I got my Donnie's Lab shipped today and my Hound. I haven't opened them yet.
All right, so it is what I thought it was. Boom. Crying Hound.
Yes. Mine came too, but it's still in the box.
Well, mine's in the box too. You see it's in the box.
Yep.
I think you meant the shipper box, but yeah.
I know
I just took mine out of the shipper box. And then the only other thing I did get was because over the weekend, I went and saw Romulus on Sunday. Saturday night, I went to Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh.
And the only thing I brought back from there was
8. Oh,
poster,
sorry.
Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So, because I got the Wolfman one I got last year, so I was like, oh, look, they got the Creature, so I made sure to buy that.
Dude, Creature of the Crab Rangoon is awesome.
Crab Rangoons are delicious.
Hell yeah.
I thought it was funny.
All right, so you guys gave away the information. We're having a guest next week. Yep. Our first guest. Well, I mean, I guess technically Rebel Girl was our first guest, even though she's going to hopefully be a...
How about our first real guest?
Our first not part of our group guest.
Yeah, so Johnny, I'm sorry, give me particulars from Nerdzoic. What is his name?
So we have Matt, aka Big Nerdy from Nerdzoic. He's going to be here. Yeah, he's going to be on the podcast next week.
Awesome.
So, yeah. So for those of you guys that don't know, Nerdzoic is an online toy store. It started out as a YouTube channel, actually. And so
cool.
I won't get into. I'll let him explain that and go, and tell his story and all. But really cool guy. Really
Where's he
knowledgeable.
located?
So Pennsylvania.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So really great guy. Very knowledgeable about all kinds of different lines. A huge Star Wars, huge wrestling fan. So looking forward to having him on the show. We'll talk some toys, have some drinks.
He reminds me of a celebrity. This guy that I watch he's a rapper and a ghost hunter. He reminds me of him for some reason.
A rapper and a ghost hunter.
Yeah, his name is Prozac. But he's a rapper, and then recently I discovered, because like a lot of his music is very dark, and then I realized that I found out that he actually is a ghost hunter too, and he has like ghost hunting TV shows and shit. But his demeanor, I guess, and the way, it's the look, it's the bald head with the goatee look, is really I think what it is. But it's
yeah. But I did mention to him, like, we do kind of show off some fun stuff from our collection. So given that we have a topic for next week.
What the hell?
I don't know what that was.
Sorry,
what was that?
I don't know. Tony faded to black, and then now he's back.
What is that purple thing?
That's his microphone.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I apologize.
So
my microphone shut off. Sorry, keep going.
I see that. I can barely hear you.
Yeah, so we'll have our guest next week. Who's going to bring some cool stuff in because we're going to be talking about exclusives.
So for next week.
Yeah, store exclusives.
And we're doing store exclusives, right? That's what you want to do?
Yeah.
All right. So I want to see whoever watches this, our 1 or 2 fans we have, I want to see what they have for the show. Like, we have a week. I want to see what they put in. Like, what's their store exclusives that they have, or one that's like their favorite store exclusive.
And how did you get it? Is there a cool story behind that?
I want to see what our fans say. Like I said, all 2 of them.
Yeah. So, hey, you two, leave your comments.
That's
all right. So, guys, we're going to button this up.
What?
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. We had a great time, man.
Can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
You're very low.
Messing with you. You are very low, but we can still hear you. We can still hear you, Matt.
It's very low.
Is that better?
No.
Oh. Why is that? Hold on.
Like you went low real quick. Nope.
Oh, now you went mute.
That's weird.
Oh, you know what? If you go to the bottom of your screen where it says mic underneath your face, it might have changed. The mic might have changed when it died.
How about now?
Nope. How many options do you have?
All right, so let's do this. Tony's going to work on some technical difficulties. He'll be back next week
with finish it out
with some proper audio volume there. Anyways, so this is going to wrap up our show. Guys, it's been a blast talking to you. It's been a blast not hearing Tony. Also, you guys listening, watching, definitely leave some comments below. We definitely appreciate the feedback. We want to hear about your store exclusives, your figures and the story behind that. We definitely want to hear if you have any questions or anything that you want to bring up to Matt. You have a week. So, Nerdzoic, any questions? We might bring them up on the show, might shout you out. So, that's...
What's going on now?
Knock hips! Wait, I'll try to get my audio in there. 1, 2, 3.
No kicks.